opened on August 15, 2024, as Southern California's fanciest $2 billion privately funded arena that has come to life is the Intuit Dome, home of indoor sports events and Los Angeles Clippers basketball team, as it used to share Staples Center Crypto Arena with the Los Angeles Lakers since 1999. Located 31 miles from Disneyland, driving or taking transit to Intuit Dome is not an easy feat, since there aren't many direct transit routes to the arena. And via route cars is through a spaghetti network of freeways, along with parking fees, and also need to put everything on the Clippers Intuit Dome app. Facial tracking and for seamless ticketing and item purchasing makes it very interesting experience. It felt very surreal, so let's go check out this together here on Ansel Travel. The Clippers franchise started in 1970 as part of an expansion for the National Basketball League in Buffalo, New York. It was owned by John Y. Brown, and then in 1978 did a trade franchise to Irv Levin for the Los Angeles movie mogul for Los Angeles Celtics, and then moved the team to San Diego, and then changed the name as San Diego Clippers. Originally was the Buffalo Braves. The Clippers were in tribute to the great clipper ships that sailed through the San Diego Bay. Then in 1981, the Clippers were sold to real estate developer Donald Sterling, who attempted to move the team to Los Angeles right after purchase, however had some pushback by the NBA. And then after some fighting with the NBA, was able to move to 1984 to Los Angeles Memorial Stadium, which is now not there anymore. When the Staples Center opened in 1999, they moved in, along with the Clippers basketball team, Kings Hockey, and then later, who just moved in at the time, to the former arena. Donald Sterling still had ownership of the team until 2014 for the Clippers, when controversy arose and was forced to sell the team to currently ownership of Steve Ballmer, the former CEO of Microsoft. When he stepped down from Microsoft to become chairman and owner of the Clippers, since then, Mr. Ballmer wanted the Clippers to have their own venue, and then SoFi Stadium came into the picture, in which SoFi took over the former Hollywood Park horse track, along with Stan Kroenke, who in 2014, owner of the St. Louis Rams, wanted to move the team back to Los Angeles. He got it back there and built SoFi with privately funded money with Stockbridge Capital in 2015 to open the 70,000-seat NFL stadium, later become known as SoFi, 6,000-seat theater, YouTube theater, and plans for village development with luxury apartments, West Coast office for NFL, lodging, and retail. There was some valuable land that Steve Ballmer was able to buy for the new arena that was cross street from SoFi and made into Intuit Dome. Intuit Dome broke ground in 2021 and opened in August 15, 2024, starting out with Bruno Mars on August 15. And they become the Los Angeles Clippers for the 24-25 season, which I got to be able to go. Let's head out. Checking into Intuit's own bag policy. Most bags are not allowed except for medical and baby care needs. And they don't allow DSLR cameras with interchangeable lenses or any tripods, monopods, unless you're, press person anyways. But everything, make sure you just bring your phone, wallet, and keys, and then you can also bring USB-C charger as well, since they do have USB-C charging at the seats. You can bring a reusable water bottle up to 32 ounces with filling stations around the arena. Intuit has two garages, a west garage that's connected to the dome for $68, and east garage that's a couple blocks away for $56.50, hence the price difference. Tickets can be bought online through the event of the day through Ticketmaster. However, you can also buy tickets through parking apps as well for neighboring parking spots. And then also each fan that's going to Intuit Dome must have their own Clippers Intuit Dome app, and each of their phones, and all tickets were accessible through the app. You can load up your credit card in the app for seamless food and beverage and merchandise transactions. This is done walking to the concession stands, or if you're driving in, putting your card's information for quicker entry. At the Intuit Dome, that was called a seamless experience. That is done by Intuit Dome Clippers app by facial recognition that authorizes your credit card information that you put onto the app. Optionally, you should have the app set up before arriving into a dome, and you take pictures of yourself with your game face ID to identify yourself making a merchandise for food and merchandise purchases, especially entering the venue, as camera scans your face upon entry, so you need to get your phone or app out to enter. It was a very surreal experience, that's for sure. When you open the Clippers Intuit Dome app, you're greeted with accounts for logging for NBA account and user agreements. One of them was about a fully opt-in experience and not the need to fully enjoy the venue. However, biometric data was used for tracking purchases and venue entry. You can use Apple Wallet, Google Pay card instead if you want to do so. But you'll be tracked for collecting and purchasing items by computer software. So some people can feel some easy about data being tracked, which is completely understandable, especially, data leaks too as well. Intuit Dome has wall seats that's dedicated to real Clippers fans with the Chuck mark, named after the Clippers mascot Chuck the Condor. You answer a questionnaire, including the following them on Instagram that I did, and more. Once approved, I was able to get upper-level terrace seats for $30 plus $6 in fees. However, you should not wear an opponent's merchandise. I didn't have Toronto's merchandise anyway, so I'll get a Clippers hat to show I'm a real Clippers fan. And also use it when I provide more LA adventures. Going from Anaheim to Intuit Dome and SoFi Stadium is no easy feat by car or transit. You have to take a whole spaghetti networks of freeways to get there by Anaheim by car, and parking rates are dynamic and not cheap. Transit is hard as that you do once hourly LA Metro 460 bus to Norwalk LA Metro C station along I-105. At Hawthorn and Lennox, take the Intuit Dome shuttle, or actually there wasn't an Intuit Dome shuttle, or what I took was LA Metro 212 to Intuit Dome. However, the 460 bus takes nearly an hour from Disneyland, so I actually drove instead because it'd be a 20-minute drive versus an hour bus, and then if you miss it, you're out of luck. For my methodology, I just did was mix up parking ride to Norwalk and then took the LA Metro C line to Hawthorn Lennox. At 5:30 p.m., I drove out to Anaheim to Norwalk LA Metro C line station light rail station. It takes about 25 minutes from Anaheim to Norwalk station by car, which goes to I-5, Highway 91, and I-605, and exits off Imperial Highway. Parking at Norwalk station is free on the weekends and holidays, which was on a Saturday, so it was free when it went to the Clippers game. Otherwise, it'd be $3. At the fare gates, I tap on my Transit Access Pass, or TAP for short, the contactless fare card for LA County Transit Systems. Tapping on my TAP card for LA Metro was $1.75 with free transfers to LA Metro buses for 3 hours. So for there, it'll only cost me $1.75 plus gas. LA Metro C Line opened in 1995 in the median of Interstate I-5 from Norwalk to Redondo Beach by southern Los Angeles, paralleling Century Boulevard for most of the journey. This opened up, and then also just opened up on November 2nd was the current new terminus now of Aviation Century Station, which we'll see on the way back from the game. Now, how was the LA Metro C Line? Well, there's a good amount of people taking LA Metro as usual, even with their luggage coming in from LAX on the way back, because now with the new Aviation Century Station and also LAX stations as well. However, there's always some shady characters, so always keep your valuables away at most time when not texting. At Hawthorn and Lennox stop, I exited the train and then went up the stairs to Hawthorn Boulevard, and I had to wait a few minutes for the LA Metro bus 212 from the layover before going to service into Hollywood and Highland Station. When the bus arrived, I tapped on and got a free transfer for the bus. A mile later, a few passengers on the bus, including me, exited at Prairie and 104th Street and walked the block to Intuit Dome. So you can see the stark contrast from the original older neighborhoods and neighborhood buildings of this strip mall right here. It was very shocking there. I wondered about the land value has increased in Inglewood, with proximity not only to SoFi Stadium, YouTube Theater, and now Intuit Dome. The adjacent home that is only needed a lot of TLC that was posted on Zillow was over $1 million just for a fixer-upper that was built in 1938. No one in Inglewood can really afford to live here anymore, unfortunately, especially with all these new arenas and stadiums. Intuit Dome has, when you first arrived at Intuit Dome has a security check you go through, which I had to take off my phone, wallet, keys, USB-C charger, and sweater that I was carrying, place into a box, walk through a metal detector, and cleared my belongings. In the arena, and then in the plaza in front of the arena, there was a huge video board, a basketball court with 3-point contest before the game, and later free play in the court. The plaza was home to the flagship store, the main store for the Clippers. And how do you pay for it? Well, you enter in the store, to enter the store, you scan your face with a Game Face ID, and then everything will be authorized to the card you have on file. Browse around the stores, grab the items you want, such as Clipper jerseys, shirts, and what I got was a hat. And then just walk out through there. The scanners will authorize everything on file, and it was bought for $32 for my credit card, and my credit card was billed. It was very seamless. It was very surreal. You'll be hearing me using surreal a lot. Entering Intuit Dome, your face is scanned through in relation with your game face ID, double checked by staff. Then you're good to enter. Seamless. If you haven't set up your game face ID, you can get your tickets scanned manually at different line. If you do have like kids 13 younger or bring someone that you're assisting, you can sign them up with the account through the Clippers app. Inside the dome, I entered the lower level concourse menu, food and beverage options with stated on the website. It has over 1,200 restrooms, tons of water fountains with water dispensers, wall of basketball jerseys of nearly every high school basketball team as well. All the main food beverage outlets were called most of them were called pick and rolls. I just scan your face for the Intuit Dome in relation to your Intuit Dome app or Google with your Apple and Google Pay wallets. Select your items and then roll out, and then your card is authorized. The main items were hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken tenders, pizzas, and even vegan empanadas. The fridge had open water bottles, beef, hard seltzers, Gatorades, beers, and more. Dry goods shelf included boxed candy, USB-C chargers if you got yours for $5, and even refillable soda fountain water cup for $12. There's a heated section for pretzels and popcorn as well, and Chuckmark members like me can get discounts for most food and beverage items as well. Open Water, Intuit Dome's bottled water partner at the food and beverage outlet, will donate to climate nonprofits for every Clippers three-pointer. Bottles are recycled aluminum, so they can be refilled at the water station. One problem that does have for hot items like vegetarian empanadas and LA-style hot dogs, it doesn't tell you what items are in it, which is good to know if you are picky eaters or have allergies or curious what it looks like. For example, when I was getting my food, a dad and his 3 boys were opening boxes of pretty much nearly every box. The LA-style hot dogs had toppings on there, but that was not listed. And so they just looked down there, and the staff just said, "Hey, don't mess with that there. Just take it." It's like, well, what's in it? It's like, my boys wouldn't know what's in it there. So, I guess you guys ask the staff what exactly is in there. So for there, then once I got my items, I got the water bottle and then also chicken strips. It was $14 for chicken strips, $5 for water with my Chuckmark discount. I did not know when opening it up that chicken tenders actually had sauce in it, which was actually good, so I didn't have to get like ketchup or anything like that. And it was actually good. Heading to the seats, I was on the upper level concourse, and it was huge, long escalator. Jeesh. And also, why is it so long? The concourse level for the upper level on the terrace level is on the top of the seating sections, not the middle or the bottom, due to the tight dimensions of the arena, and also then can feel a lot more enveloped with the stadium there. Terrace level concourse has plenty of pick and rolls with a full bar, restrooms, and water stations. I found my seat at section 17, row 9, seat 22, which is an aisle seat. Due to the concourse being on top row, the row count goes down as you go down the rows. As all seats have cup holders featuring lighting with the game, USB-C chargers, 4-button lights for selection during in-game events, and the seat cushions were well padded and have weave fabric texture. All seats were embroidered with Intuit Dome's motto of "Fandom lives here," as the venue is there for all aspects of fandom events of sports and concerts. Looking at the view, I was looking straight ahead of the huge video board, the 360 Halo board. The board had high-resolution video and amazing sound. However, I was only 9 rows down, so I had to shift my head down to see the basketball court. Ouch, my neck. It really hurt. The steep slope also had fans tripping up and down the stairs, which, especially fans with a few drinks in them, had a bit of an interesting time trying to navigate the stairs as well. It was Filipino Heritage Night, and the Clippers had singers and DJs of American Filipino heritage perform during opening ceremonies and before the game. At 7:18, the Clippers and the Raptors came onto the court for initial shoot-around. The seats were not bad. If I used my iPhone 14 Pro Max's telephone lens, it was able to use footage that came out pretty well with good lighting. The DJ had bass-heavy music, and the highlights were of audio system acoustics. At 7:33 was the national anthem for Canadian and Americans. And after that, it was the CGI footage rolled of the blue for the red and blue Clippers spirit flowing through the Pacific Ocean to the courts of basketball courts into the Intuit Dome, which was a really cool video. And then after that, it was time for basketball. In general, the game was pretty back and forth between both teams. There were pretty sloppy plays that opposing team got the rebound for the ball and then get the basket. Due to that, it was still a pretty tight game, but the Clippers won 105 to 103. You're not going to get a play-by-play by me since I was there just to observe the venue and semi-watch the game. You can watch the NBA game recap online through NBA, which I have just linked down below just for your convenience. It was fun to watch, and then Intuit Dome had a great arena. Let's head back to Anaheim. By the end of the third quarter, it was 9 p.m., so I planned my bus route to get back to LA Metro C line. Planning my route was during the third quarter. I would have missed the LA Metro 212 Hawthorn Lennox. The next bus to LA Metro C line would have been the 117 bus to the new Aviation Century Metro Rail Station. It was perfect to see a new station and is safer since it is near the hotels and airports in this operation by Los Angeles International Airport, LAX. Exiting Intuit Dome, I crossed Century Boulevard to LA Metro bus stop at Century and Prairie bus stop for LA Metro 117, the bus towards Aviation and Century, and then ends at LAX bus terminal, which we'll actually see in my next main video. A few fans from the Clippers game and I waited several minutes for the 117 bus. Cars passing through and leaving Clippers game, watched the planes arriving to LAX. The bus arrived a few minutes later and we all boarded the bus. The bus ride was quiet and arrived at Aviation Century Metro Station about 10 minutes later. Aviation Century was nice, clean, and new since it opened on Monday, November 4. Anticipation for the future LAX People Mover and the southern portion of the K and C line were reconfigured to meet at LA and Century Station. With the People Mover opens at LAX Metro Transit Center, will connect the K line and from Westchester into Aviation, and line will connect to LA Metro Transit Center. Due to that, the emptying out all the trains will be empty out at Aviation Century, flip around, and then reboard. At the stop, there seemed to be anyone boarding from LAX. However, plenty of passengers, including a family with large suitcases, boarded on the C line after that, which was nice and smooth. While on light rail, Clippers squeezed out the win at 10:15. 15 minutes later, a couple stations before arriving at Norwalk, the connection for LA Metro 460 would not have been here for another half an hour. It was a good thing I drove to Norwalk, especially been waiting for another hour to get back to the bus to Anaheim. That was the last thing I wanted to do. Arriving back in Norwalk, it was a nice clear drive back to Anaheim. I was glad I did the parking right method so I can get to LA Metro C line and see what it's like to take the transit experience. In conclusion, I love the seamless experience of Intuit Dome as you scan your face with the app's photo and get everything to pay with your card on file for food, merchandise, and entry. However, it caused a lot of hurdles getting for the arena who don't know how to use the app. And also, for there, I wish it was just an easier way, but from Anaheim, but unfortunately, this is the best route you can really do, is just the LA Metro 460 and LA Metro C line and 212. These are the best way to get to the arenas there for LA Metro. Thank you for watching Ansel Travel.